calling all judo players. I want us to unite. Yes, I'm talking to you, the everyday average judo player. Yes, I'm talking to you, the sensei of a dojo. Yes, I'm talking to you, the Olympic athlete, the national athlete, the high caliber athlete in judo. Yes, I'm talking to you that is part of a board or a national governing body. I'm talking to everybody that's involved in judo. I really want us to start to come together and unite. Hey everybody, my name is Cole Stanley. I am the head instructor here at Student First Martial Arts and Fitness in Monroe, North Carolina. Just got done with an awesome workout here on a Wednesday night. And some things have been going through my head because I'm seeing a side of judo that maybe I didn't see as much as a competitor. But now that I'm starting to branch out, go to different clubs, make social media content, travel, teach, connect, put in some work at some seminars and clinics, I'm starting to see some divide within judo, right? Sometimes I'm receiving some criticism, some negative criticism, sometimes even name calling. And not only am I receiving it, but I'm also seeing, high caliber judo players getting criticized online by, I don't even know who they are, right? It's a name, but I've never heard of them before. But they might be, a 6th, 7th, 8th degree black belt in judo, a coral belt, red and white belt. And they're just saying, oh, the technique is horrible, and the technique is this, and it's, where's the kazushi, and where's this, and that would never work, et cetera, et cetera. And this sort of thing I just don't think is necessary. I truly feel that judo has such a big opportunity to grow and get bigger like it was, 30, 40 years ago. And the way that I think that it's going to come together and to grow is for judoka to try to work with each other, to try to encourage people, to try to adapt with the times and see that there's, more than one way to skin a cat, that you should have an open mind and you should try to encourage people to, get into judo, to continue their judo journey, to coach, to continue to make social content. And, that's how judo is going to grow, okay? So I'm just asking, pleading, begging, people that are in judo, let's try to have a better positive attitude and an encouraging and uplifting attitude towards people. Because I brought this up during the last Black Belt Roundtable that I had, how do we grow judo? And Anthony from Tatami Talk brought up the fact that we need more instructors. That if you want to grow judo, we need more people to teach judo. If you have more people teaching judo, then you have more dojos. If you have more dojos, then that leads to more members, right? And they're right, and, the majority of the time, judo especially, which is, for the majority of dojos out there, it's a nonprofit. So you have individuals that are trying to grow judo and not really making any money at it. So if I'm an individual that is trying to grow judo and I'm making content and put my name out there, and then you have high-ranking people that just talk trash about me or this person, whatever, and just say their technique is garbage and, you know, they're doing the moves wrong, etc. I mean, that's going to discourage people from making more content, right? It's going to make people question whether they want to be a sensei or not, you know, or they want to make, you know, content. And, you know, judo is not big enough to where we're going to make, you know, possibly any money off of this content. I mean, there's a couple that do, you know, there's a couple that make some money from content. There are some people that are actually opening up schools that are businesses, like Student First Martial Arts and Fitness is a business. It's small, and I only have 10 members still, and we're brand new, but my goal is to run it as a business. I want to get people in the door. I want to put money into marketing. I want to charge people what other martial arts schools charge, and yeah, just, you know, try to make a living from this if I can, but I'm still a long ways off. But I'm making these videos and I'm putting it out. And, you know, the majority of people are very receptive. You know, I get, you know, 90% is good comments or encouraging comments, you know, and then, you know, you just get the trolls here and there. But again, like I see these, you know, Olympic caliber judo players, and I was talking with one the other day. I'm not going to, you know, mention who it was, but I was talking with that individual, and I brought up the fact that people are criticizing some of my videos and other people's videos that are trying to grow judo, and do they ever receive criticism like that? And they said absolutely. I get told that my technique is trash all the time. I get told that I'm not a good judo player, that I don't know what I'm doing. And this is an individual that, you know, was in the Olympics. So I guess I shouldn't feel so bad because he's getting criticized too, you know. But again, it's just, I don't understand. It's not needed, you know. And I think that in order to grow judo, we have to back each other up. We have to encourage people because there isn't a lot of judo content out there. There really isn't. I mean, if I compare it to the other martial arts, like I make a comparison to jiu-jitsu all the time. And I mean, you type in any move in jiu-jitsu, and I mean, there is like thousands of videos that pop up with detailed instruction, with high quality video that breaks it down into steps, that is done by, you know, a well-known jiu-jitsu person. And I type in a move in judo and I barely see anything that comes up, especially from anybody from, you know, the upper echelon of judo, right? Like, why aren't they making content? I think they should make content too. Right? If people are going to criticize us, why don't they make content so that they can show us the correct way to do it, right? So, you know, if you're watching this and you want to become a sensei, do it. Start teaching. If you're thinking about opening up a dojo, obviously study a lot about opening a business. Don't just jump in feet first, get prepared. But as long as you prepare for it, yes, absolutely, I encourage it, right? I think you know, a smarter route and a more practical route would be to maybe find a dojo that already exists, right? Like maybe a karate or a jiu-jitsu studio, and then rent space there a couple days a week, right? And then it's not as expensive and it's not as much of a risk and as much of a financial burden. And then, you know, from there it can grow. You know, if you're thinking about making judo content, do it. If you're looking to interview judo people in the community, do it. You know, I just encourage people to do it, man. We really have to get more judo content out there. And then again, like if you're an individual that is going to just talk trash and rip on people that are trying to spread judo, just know that this is going against one of the first tenets that Jigoro Kano created, mutual welfare and benefit. If you are going to criticize, if you are a judoka and you've been in judo for a long time, and you're just criticizing and ripping on other people, then you're literally doing it to Jigoro Kano himself, the inventor of judo. So, you know, maybe think about changing? I don't know. I mean, probably, you know, people watch us and just talk trash about this video anyway, but but anyway, so yeah, spread the message. Let's grow judo. Let's unite, you know. Reach out to me, you know, put your name below. Tell me where you train. Tell me if you're a sensei. Drop your contact information. Let's connect. Let's talk, right? Drop something below so I can get in touch with you so that we can grow judo together. Let's network. You know, if you have videos, right, I'll subscribe to your channel, right? You subscribe to mine. We'll learn from each other and we'll just continue to grow, right? So again, judo players, everybody, let's unite. Let's grow judo together, okay? Thanks, everybody. Have a good night. Bye-bye.